Tell them where I'm from. Finger on the pump, make the 6 straight jump from SoCal. Hollywood to the slums, chronic smoke, get burnt by the California sun on the west side. East Coast, where you at? Just got to New York like a net on a jet to London. To Brazil, to Quebec, like the whole damn world. To Quebec, to Berg, tell them, hey, back, slow down. Better represent when we come to your town. Say, lay back, slow down. What you represent when we come to your down, say. Getting with the business, I'ma be there in a minute. I just booked a Paris ticket, thinking Russia need a visit. I'ma run it to the limit, and we on my way to Venice. LA got the people saying la 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 la. Brooklyn saying la 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 la. Seattle saying la 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 la. Vegas saying la 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 la. New York saying la 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 la. Tokyo saying la 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 la. Down under saying la 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 la. Miami saying la 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 la. Jamaica, every city, every state, every country you know. All around the globe, every city, every state, every country you know. This is how it goes. Tell them where I'm at, from the plaque to the everything fat, got muzzled on a track. My girls all stacked. When I roll down the window, let me know where you at. Atlanta, north, south, Kekalak, Texas, grill, Cadillacs, through Miami, then back to London, Jamaica, then France. The whole damn world took effect to fart. Tell them, hey, back, slow down. Better represent when we come to your town. Tell them, hey, back, slow down. What you represent when we come to your down, say. Getting with the business when I come from Kansas City, hit Manila, till it's Christmas, out to India. I visit Puerto Rico, is it Swiss, and bring my people back to Venice. LA got the people saying la 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 la. Moscow saying la 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 la. Espanol, la 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 la. Kingston saying la 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 la. San Diego saying la 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 la. Chicago saying la 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 la. Germany saying la 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 la. La Puerta saying la 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 la.
W-E-S-T-S-I-D-E. Where you from? I'm from Westside, California, baby. We in our backyard, the minute it ain't home. Mama be like, why is you so bad? Have you ever seen a gangster nigga make $1 billion? Drake did it, he from LA, so pop your collar. LAPD be all over me, trying to ban me from my own big teeth. But for no reason, the cops just killed me. Home on the ride and keep riding, the shit be wild. I hit the club and party like I scored a touchdown. I pop a bottle, and all the models wanna fuck with them. Jamming on beat, go bust it over sunset. Or I can take you to Venice Beach, watch the sunset. Or I can take you to the Brooklyn game, court seat, floor side, eating all Roscoe, chicken wings.
La 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 la. Amsterdam say la 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 la. Frisco say la 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 la. Switzerland say la 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 la. Sao Paulo say la 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 la. Joburg say la 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 la. Mexico say la 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 la. Stockholm say la 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 la. Jamaica la 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 la. You wanna Cali shit? La 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 la. La 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 la. You like to like it? La 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 la. We legalize it. La 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 la. Yes, you can join us. La 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 la. We like to love it. We like to love it. We like to love it.
Good morning. Whoops. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. Love your energy. I love reading your wins today. So many comments have come in already. It's absolutely amazing. We'll keep going in and engaging with you ladies, but keep sharing them. It encourages others to get wins as well. A lot of people really struggle in fitness and weight loss and nutrition and all that. And so sharing your wins encourages them so much. And sometimes we just need to see like, oh, they're all doing it. I can do it too, you know. Some of us are just crushing it. Some of us just need a little boost, you know. Okay, so today is all about macros. So Monday we did a lot on nutrition. Today is more focused directly onto macros, on metabolic adaptation, on nutrition and periodization, all that, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. Good. If anyone hasn't watched the reel this morning, please go watch it. I feel like it was my best one yet. I spent a lot of time on it. Okay, so what are some of the problems that you're facing? Not comfortable in your own skin. You want all the guesswork taken out. You're not exactly sure what to eat for your body, for your goal, right? To get there the fastest way. You've been putting in all the effort, but just haven't seen as much progress as you feel like you should be seeing. and you want to get rid of usually the midsection fat. A lot of ladies, it's also like those thighs, the jiggle, all the things. So I do want you to post below, like, what do you feel like is the biggest problem in your fitness nutrition journey that you're facing right now? I'm going to keep chatting, but I definitely want to see this come in. Okay, let's just kind of share together, be together, allow this to be an open and vulnerable space where we just talk it out, find solutions so we can build momentum to get better results. Okay, what are you doing that is preventing you from losing the weight? This is where I want to start. Not tracking your macros consistently, or being like, I'll track it later. I'll remember. I'll track it after I eat it. Don't do that. Or blowing out your macros on the weekend, feeling like, well, I was consistent for 5 days, Monday through Friday. It's just 2 days. So the majority of the week I was on track. Well, we have to look at our 7-day intake. What is your calorie or macro intake over 7 days? And that's how you can determine one way how consistent you were. So if you're eating, let's say 1,500 calories Monday through Friday, but then you're eating like over 3,000 Saturday, Sunday, that puts the other days, without pulling out my calculator, above 2,000, right? Okay, good, ladies. Yeah, get all these coming in. This is really good. Okay. What's another problem? Not eating the right macros for you, right? If you're tracking macros, you're working out in the gym and you're not seeing results, all it's saying is those macros are not right for your body / your goals. Okay. Not tracking everything that you're eating, putting peanut butter down and then licking the spoon off or the other condiments, or taking little bites of your kids' foods, or just little nibbles here and there, here and there, here and there, really, really add up. So track everything you're eating, weigh it out, track it before you eat it, right, to make sure it fits. Okay, and then what's another problem preventing you from getting the results that you're looking for? You're trying to get your abs in the gym. You're trying to overwork to get the result, when in reality, it comes down to nutrition 100% of the time, okay? Which we'll talk in just a little bit. Okay, so to honor those who are newer, I want to just give a brief overview of what macros are and why we track them. I know we talked about this on Monday. I know a lot of you are well past this, but I know there's a lot of different people, so I just want to make sure that we're all in a clear understanding. If you have any questions, just pop them in the chat. Jessica's on and she'll be commenting as I'm doing the video, and then I'll come on after and keep commenting as well. So macros: protein, carb, fat, alcohol. Okay, alcohol has no nutritional value, but it is a macronutrient. Okay, so protein, carb, and fat and alcohol. Protein and carb have 4 calories per gram. Fat has 9 calories per gram. Alcohol has 7 calories per gram. Okay, micronutrients are vitamins and minerals and have no calories, so you don't need to track them. We only need to track things with calories in them. Okay. Why do we do this? Why do we weigh our food on the scale and track it? Yes, you get insane results 100% of the time. If you are on macros that are right for you, and if you are compliant, you will get, no questions asked, insane results. Why? Because you're eating the things that your body needs to hit your goal. That's it. You're eating the amount your body needs to hit your goal. So I personally love macros for a few reasons. For myself and for others, I've been tracking macros for years. I don't think I'll ever stop, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. So I personally love macros for clients and self because of how individualized they are. I'll just say this real quick because I said this on Monday. They're so individualized. They are designed specifically for you, for your lifestyle, where you're at now, where you're trying to go, any metabolic issues you have, any thyroid issues you have, anything that's going on. Your macro set, if programmed thoughtfully and well, will account for all of those factors to allow you to get the result that you're trying to get. Okay. Another reason I really like macros is because it's really easy to have balance. Now, there's a wrong way to do macros, eating crap food because it fits your macros. We don't play that game, okay? We're all about health, longevity, sustainability. We want beautiful, clear skin, right? We want high energy. Honestly, we want to glow from the inside out. We want to have good, A, mental health, but B, also brain energy, no fog, right? The only way to achieve all of these things truly without substance or whatever is eating the right nutrition for your body, which is macronutrients. Everyone needs a different amount of protein, a different amount of carb, a different amount of fat. Okay. Everyone needs a different amount to thrive and to shed fat easily, right? Macros allows for that. The right way, in our opinion, to do macros is about 80% of your calories for the day, wholesome foods. Okay. We do about 500 grams of vegetables per day as our client goal for our clients, their goal for the day. And we do, depending on the person, about 200 to 300 grams of fruit per day. It's beautiful. So much produce, so much really healthy, nutrient dense foods coming in. Lots of lean meats, right? Leafy greens, complex carbohydrate for the most part. A lot of fruit is simple carb, which is great. It's not bad. Just the less processed it is, the better, right? Okay. Then 20% of your calories, go out to eat, have a wine, have a dessert, have a seafood pasta, have whatever, right? Then you're not sitting there like, I can't eat this. I can't eat this. I can't eat this. This sucks. This isn't sustainable. I don't want to do it anymore. Tracking your macros doesn't do that. Tracking your macros allows for total life balance. Oh, I'm going to the beach for the day. I can't have 500 vegetables. We're going out to eat every meal. Okay, you do you. Don't bust your calories. Hit your macros. It's okay, right? It's okay. It's just life. We have set goals for the ideal day, and you just work with what you got, okay? I want to say one quick thing. I had a great friend of mine. She's in our program, and she said, she just started. She said, I have a great week of tracking, and then I have a crappy week of tracking. And I saw a woman down the street, and she just had a baby, and she looks amazing. Why can't I get my crap together? I'll save the curse words. So why can't I get it together? I'm like, because you're two completely different people. You have no idea the lifestyle of one versus the lifestyle of other. And you are starting this whole new lifestyle. You're on this whole new journey. Allow yourself the grace and the space to fall. Whoops, get back up. Whoop, fall. Whoops, get back up, right? We talked on Monday. Every second is new. It's like refresh. The more you do that, the more you practice, the more you keep getting up, it will get so easy. All of a sudden, you'll be tracking every single day, no problem, as easy as brushing your teeth. But it takes that consistency over time, and it takes doing, just over and over and over, and it will get so simple and so much fun. I'm going to talk about tracking at restaurants today because I'm such a restaurant fiend. And I know that's a problem that you ladies have had is like, how do I go out to eat? How do I go out to social events and track? So I'll talk about that today. Okay, sweet. All right, cool. So who here has their macro goal? They have macros, they are tracking them, and they are getting good results. I want you to type a number 1 in the chat. I have macros. I'm getting a good result. I love it. A-okay. Type a number 1. Or a hand raise, that works too. Type a number 2 if you're like, what? I have no idea what macro goal. I created a free calculator to basically help you determine your macro goal based on a few different metrics that I'll prompt you. We can send it to you, okay, if you want to know this. So type a 2 if you are like, I have no macro goal, I don't know what the crap is going on, or somewhere in between, and you want that calculator, we'll send it. And I'm going to make a quick note that I said number 2 equals macro calculator. We'll get that sent over to you today, okay? Go ahead and keep those coming in. I won't use the same number, so even if you're on the replay, hashtag replay number 2, I'll come and send it to you. Okay, so I'm going to bypass that. We'll get you taken care of, okay? All right, so we're going to talk about nutrition periodization. This is basically changing up your macros. I had one client come to me. She was on the same macro since 2017. She was in a plateau. Her body wasn't changing. I'm like, well, no crap. Your needs, even your mental, your physiological, everything, all of your needs are so different. Sometimes your needs change on a monthly basis. Sometimes they change a little bit longer. Sometimes they change a little bit shorter. But the fact is we can't keep doing the same thing we once did because it worked for us then, because our demands, our needs, our lifestyle is totally different. Maybe not totally different, but in some ways it is very different. Stress levels could be different. Sleep could be different, right? We could be in a relationship, right? It's totally different. Okay, so on Monday, I talked about refeeds. Some people call them cheat meals. We don't do cheat meals because we really want to harness healthy relationships with food, with our clients, with our audience. And I personally don't believe cheat meals are an efficient or healthy way to do anything, right? So we do refeeds, which is essentially bringing someone up to as high as calories as possible. We try to hit their maintenance. For some people, their metabolism just isn't quite healthy enough to get there, but we work them up. But a refeed is bringing those calories up for, oops, sorry, I'm getting a call right now, for X amount of days in a cycle, right? So we talked about doing 5 low days, 2 high days. We've talked about doing 11 low days, 3 high days, etc. If you want that info, just pop over to Monday's replay and I talk about it there. Okay, so theoretically, and this is just, it's like fake news, right? But it's just because people don't understand the depth. Theoretically, it's calories in, calories out, right? Then you have fat loss. Simple, right? Who believes that? Calories in, calories out. Type a yes if you believe that. Type a no if you don't. I love it. 1.5. Whoever put that, that's fabulous. If you are a 2 and have the calculator already, tell me why you haven't calculated your macros yet. If you need help, just let me know. Okay. Good. Yeah, I see some notes coming in. Fabulous. So the main reason it's not just calories in, calories out is because of the metabolic adaptation, okay? It might work in the beginning, but eventually your metabolism is going to adapt to you being in a deficit and you'll hit a plateau, right? That's what happens when you get stuck, is now you've entered into metabolic adaptation and your body's like, yeah, I'm good. I know how to operate on this. I've learned how to use less energy so I don't have to expend as much energy because I've learned that you're not going to feed me. Crazy, right? So your body will usually cling to fat. Part of the reason, if you eat too little, it is almost impossible to lose fat because your body is clinging to it for dear life. Like, no, you're not going to feed me. I need this for survival. I'm not letting it go, right? So that's why we like to give our ladies as much food as possible. All right, let's see. So if we lose weight too fast, which is most of fad diets, you're not even losing just fat. You're losing a lot of muscle, a lot of water weight, a lot of things that you want to keep. But if you lose weight too fast, so not only do you lose muscle mass, you actually lower your resting metabolic rate. What is that? How many calories you burn at rest. So if you're trying to take the fast way out to weight loss, A, you're damaging your metabolism, like I say all the time, but B, you're making it so your body naturally burns less at rest, which means over time you have to eat less and less and less. That's the opposite of what we want. We want you to eat more and more and more and more because that shows your metabolism is healthier. That shows you're gaining more muscle mass because it takes more food and more calories to maintain this gorgeous physique while losing fat. Increased food, decreased body fat, right? It's crazy. It's kind of crazy to wrap your mind around. Okay, so yes, if you're not time bound, it's better to have slower and more consistent fat loss to preserve muscle mass and strength, but also to improve metabolic health, and to have you burn more calories at rest, okay? I used to have girls lose about 2 pounds per week. Some people, that's okay if you have like 80 to 100 pounds to lose. Some women need to lose a half a pound per week. If they're like 115 pounds, maybe 1 pound, 1.5 pounds is too much. Excuse me, there's no magic number. Just ask yourself, is my energy going up? Do I still have libido? Is my mood still okay? Like, do I still feel really good? Does everything seem to be going in the direction of I'm thriving more? If it's not, most likely you're not eating enough and you're going too fast into fat loss, okay? Quick tangent on that. I know when we feel uncomfortable in our own skin, we're so desperate for change. We want the change now because it's like, I don't want to go out with my friends because I feel so uncomfortable in my clothes and this sucks. So I don't want to go do the thing, right? Because I don't like this. It just doesn't feel good. I just want to stay home, right? However, I actually lost my train of thought. However, remember, it's not just about the scale. It's not just about weight loss, right? Even if you're sitting in maintenance, true maintenance calories, and you're weightlifting, you will still shed fat and tighten up your measurements, okay? And I'm actually gonna quickly show you a picture because I really wanna show you this. So this gal is one of our clients. She weighs more. This is not after, it's her mid-program. She weighs more here than she does here. She's had a big learning curve with nutrition compliance, with macros, with lifestyle, totally new to her. So a lot of learning takes place, which is fabulous. But she weighs more in this photo. And how good does she look in this photo? She looks great, right? In both, but oh my God, what a difference. I think Jess, what is it? She weighs like 5 pounds more, something like that. But her waist is smaller. Her obliques are coming in. Her legs are getting stronger. Her upper body is more defined. Like, it's crazy. How is that possible? Progressive overload, strategic weightlifting program like Jess talked about yesterday, and being on the right macros for your body. Even if you're eating in maintenance or a surplus, granted, depending how much percentage over in a surplus you are, but you're doing the right things, eating the right types of foods, you will see very positive changes, even if the scale's going the wrong direction. So freaking cool. So cool. I love it. Yes, the scale is a liar, ladies. The scale is a dirty liar. Okay, cool. All right, so yes, I made one more point. Many studies show that those who lose weight slower have greater improvements in body composition. We're going to talk about body composition. What is this phrase body recomp that we keep talking about? If you don't know, if you do know, go ahead and say anything that you love about body recomp. Give other people some knowledge on what's going on. But let me tell you just what it is, and I'll tell you why we want it. Body recomposition. So what is your body composition made out of? Fat, muscle, organs, right? And all the other stuff on the inside. Body recomposition is essentially eliminating fat and replacing it with muscle. I mean, obviously we're not replacing, right? We're adding muscle and we're removing fat. So the composition of your body will change. Your percentage of fat will be lower. Your percentage of muscle will be higher. Your percentage of fat-free mass will be higher, right? Fat-free mass is organs. It's basically anything that's not fat, okay? Why would we want this? Well, confidence, first of all, getting rid of all the jiggle, feeling tight, feeling really fit in our clothes rather than our sides and the things pushing out of our clothes and our bra and our jeans. That sucks. And then that's all you can focus on when you're out with your friends or your loved ones. It's like, am I sitting right? Can you see my rules? Like all that. So body recomp, even if the scale stays the same, you get really tight and really strong. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. What we personally do is our programs bring in the waist, build up the shoulders, build up the booty, and lean and tone your legs. So it's a very feminine hourglass figure. That's what we like to train because that's what we like to look like. It's very healthy. Having a solid body composition, it's very healthy. It will help you not get COVID. It will help you have longevity. Did I say anti-aging yet? Having a healthy body composition is naturally anti-aging. You look younger. Look at Jennifer Aniston. I swear, I don't know her exact routine, but I know she has stayed so young looking because of weightlifting and nutrition. Guaranteed. People think I'm in my 20s. I'm in my 30s, y'all, okay? But it's just weightlifting and proper nutrition. Okay. So yeah, this is one of the reasons we don't do a lot of cardio. Does cardio change your body composition? In a way, sure. If you're getting the fat off, that is changing your body composition. But it's only half the battle, right? We still need to be adding on the muscle mass with resistance training. Cardio is not going to add on muscle mass. So 9.9 out of 10 women who do cardio for fat loss reasons end up skinny fat and they don't like what their body looks like. I've seen it 1,001 times. Like, I've never actually met someone who did cardio for fat loss and was happy with the result. Not saying cardio is bad, not saying cardio sports are bad by any means. I'm just saying analyze your goal, analyze the actual steps that are required to get there. Excuse me. So we personally do very minimal cardio. We do some in our programs, but we do very minimal because we can get all the fat off through nutrition alone. And that gives your body more space and more time to shape, right? We don't want to look like a stick. We want to have sexy curves. We want to feel feminine. We want to feel strong. We want to be in a bikini at the beach and someone be like, whoa, she definitely works out. Do you guys want that? Like, raise your hand, drop a 3. Who wants that? Like, am I actually speaking to you? Are you truly resonating with what I'm saying right now? Because if not, then, I need to adjust my content. So let me know, put that in. Do you resonate with that? Wanting to feel strong and fit and just having everything a bit tighter. Yes, good. Me too, ladies. Good. Okay, beautiful. Okay. Now, let's switch topics. And I want to talk to you about taking out the guesswork. This is a huge problem I hear all the time. I just want to take out the guesswork. How do I even know if I'm doing it right? What am I even looking for, right? I'm putting in all this work. What result am I even supposed to be getting? Okay. So, first and foremost, track your progress. Every single week, track your progress. We personally track measurements. We do waist, low belly, hips / glutes, and 2 on the thigh. Those are like our main points. We track photos. We track weight because it is a metric to look at. It is the least accurate, but it is a metric to look at, okay? We also track how much sleep did you get per night? What are your stress levels for the last 7 days? What are your energy levels for the last 7 days? How many days did you hit macros within 2 to 5 grams over or under? How many days did you get your training in? This is actually habit tracking and result tracking combined. So you can see, okay, these were my habits last week. This was the result I got. Then you just analyze, do I like this result? What result am I even looking for? So for our ladies, and at least for me, Jess, you can say, I like it. Jess, you can say if you feel something different, but for my ladies, if they lost 0.5 centimeter off any metric, amazing win because you're tightening up, and over time, that compounds to a huge change. Some women lose 0.5 centimeters across every measurement, almost every week. Those ladies are 7 out of 7 compliant. I'll say 7 days out of 7 days compliant, right? But we're also not robots. We're not perfect. We don't need to get down on ourselves. If like, oh my God, I only was successful 2 days this week. It's like, well, how many days were you successful last week? Oh, 1? What about the week before? Oh, 0? Well, then actually this is cause for celebration because you went from 0 to 1 and then doubled it again. Let's go for 3 next week, right? So it's not, our comparison should never be perfection. Our comparison should be, okay, what did I do last week? What's just something small that I can do better this week that will yield me better results? Over time, ladies, you'll be hitting 7 out of 7s like it's nothing because you took the time to lay the habit foundation rather than beating yourself up, feeling defeated, not wanting to try it anymore because you can't hit a 7. Instead, you said, okay, I'm going to meet myself where I'm at. I'm going to accept where I'm at. I'm going to figure out what are the changes I need to make the changes, bam, skyrocket, okay? Time will go so fast. So, okay, now with protein, this is another one of the biggest problems. Ladies, we need to eat enough protein. We need to eat enough protein. So one thing that really aggravates me so much is people are tricked by marketing and food companies that put on the label X amount of grams of protein. So your brain thinks, oh, this is a great source of protein. And then you don't look at the nutrition label because, we're in a hurry, we have life, whatever. When in reality, it's probably a very poor source of protein because usually if it's a good source of protein, they wouldn't put the grams of protein on there. It actually doesn't even make sense, okay? So what I want you to do, we can do this together. Get a piece of paper, do it in your notes on your phone. We're gonna calculate everybody's protein intake, okay? There is a scale of protein. It's 1.6 to 2.8 gram, maybe 2.6 grams of protein per kilogram body mass. I'm going to start you guys at 1.8. It's a great place to start for a lot of reasons, which actually I won't even go into because that's a whole other tangent. So we're going to start at 1.8, okay? So we're going to take 1.8 grams of protein times your body mass in kilos, okay? So where did I put the math? I put it somewhere. Okay, so I guess I didn't put it on here. So for example, I weigh 148 pounds. So let me pull up my calculator. So you can pull up your calculator. So I weigh 148 pounds. I'm going to divide it by 2.2 to convert pounds to kilograms. Okay, so I weigh 67.27 kilograms. Then I'm going to multiply it by my 1.8 grams of protein times 1.8. So the minimum I want to eat today and every day is 121 grams of protein. Okay? Did everybody get that? Does anyone have any questions with that? Go ahead, drop the grams of protein that you've got, okay? While I'm waiting for those to come in to make sure you ladies are on track with that, I do want to say something. There is always an exception, which is why it's so valuable to hire a performance nutrition coach / trainer who can do all of this for you because there are always so many variables. For example, if you have quite a bit of weight to lose, let's say 50 pounds or more, the macros can get, nice ladies, the macros can get a little bit tricky sometimes because sometimes it's like 250 grams of protein. It's like, whoa. I have to eat 250 grams of protein and I get 0 carb and 5 grams of fat because I used all my calories and protein. What the heck? That is where we kind of have to take a step back and start doing the math on your lean body mass, pumping as much protein as possible, but also making sure you have adequate amounts of carb and fat depending on your lifestyle, your type of training, and the goals that you have, okay? Good, ladies. Yeah, so exactly. I just answered that. If you're on the heavy side, will it still be 1.8? It depends. Maybe try 1.6. I have never, ever placed a female above 200 grams of protein. I have 2 military officer men who are above 200 grams of protein, mainly because men love protein, so it's easier for them to get it. I wouldn't put a female above that, depending on the person. But even like we have someone in our program, I think she's almost 400 pounds, something like that. And that amount of protein would be off the charts. It would be like over 300 grams of protein. It's like, no. So that is why there's so much art involved in macros. It's not just science. Yes, there's science and equations and scales and all these things, but there's so much art that goes along too, that really to get the right macros for you, you have to truly understand the whole concept and have seen results and have seen how people respond and have just seen different bodies, seen different lifestyles and see how they respond. Okay, yeah, 1.6 is fine. That's like the bare minimum. Okay, I try to put my older ladies, older, but like 46 and older, I try to put them on 2 to 2.2 grams of protein. I think it's great for older women to have more protein. I want you ladies to keep and maintain as much muscle mass as possible, easily. Okay, cool. All right. Any questions, ladies, before I talk about how to track at restaurants, how to go out and be social, how to stay on track with macros as a lifestyle? Any questions? I'll give you a second because I think there's a lag. Okay. I'll give you just one more second. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Happy hump day. Happy hump day. Okay. I'm going to start going. I don't see any questions yet. But at the very end, I'll scroll through and see if I missed any. Okay. Great question. MyFitnessPal is what I use personally to track. Buy the pro version. So worth it. On the app, it's $80 a year. My client went to the web browser and got it for $40 a year. I'm like, WTF. I have heard of Lose It. I've never personally used it. Actually, I think those are the only two. We use MyFitnessPal because the girls can connect their MyFitnessPal to their app, their workout app. The food scale that I have, it's just a cheap one from Amazon. I think it was $12 and it has lasted me over 10 years, which is crazy. So I'm actually going to pull it up really quick. Here it is. It's $14. Let me just share my screen really quick. Let's go here. This one. If you want to just take a quick screenshot, I hope you ladies can see that okay. You don't have to get anything fancy. All you need is grams and ounces, okay? Here is, yeah, MyFitnessPal Premium, 100%. Here is, what was I just going to say? Why do I keep losing my, I've been up since 3 in the morning, ladies, so I'm like a little, right now. Okay, cool. So I'm going to answer Tara. Can I use the macro calculator for my 12-year-old? He really wants to do what I do and really needs to get eating habits under control. 100%, yes. And I will say the same rules apply for adults. The exact same rules apply for adults. Is your energy going up? Is your mood going up, right? Those will probably be I need to take that. Those will probably be the same or the only similarities, because obviously we're not going to be like, how's your libido? But I mean, that's a part of health, you know? But mental health, like everything should be on the rise when you're on the right macros. I will say tracking your macros is essentially high quality portion control with even better results. It allows you to understand your body. So many of our clients are like, oh, my body was craving a little bit of fat today. And they're like, wait, how did I know that? I'm like, because you've gotten on the exact macros your body really needs. And now you're learning when you're off the macros, it's like, oh, I now know what it feels like to crave a little bit of protein. I know what it feels like now when my body needs a little bit more fat. Oh, why does my body need more fat? Oh my gosh, am I about to start my period? Crazy. Like, you learn yourself so well when you get on the right macros and the right program for you. It's amazing. Okay. All right. So let's talk restaurants. And then I'll say one thing about judgment, but I'm going to make a note so I don't forget, because we all go through it. It is okay. All right. So you guys might want to take notes. I'm going to shoot off quite a bit of information pretty quickly about this. Okay. So I will say I have gone out to restaurants at least twice a week for about a year and a half. And I've been tracking macros the entire time. And I've had a 6-pack almost the entire time. But I was in a weight loss phase before where I didn't have a 6-pack. I was going out to eat, having wine, being social, doing all the things, tracking, and got completely shredded and was going out. Okay. And I was guesstimating. I've nailed it down quite a bit because I do like to go out so much. I don't want to work from home and be trapped in my house 24/7. Okay. So, unless the menu otherwise states, track 4 ounces of meat. Okay. That is a total standard portion for a restaurant. Very rare they will give you more unless otherwise stated because it's expensive. How in the world do you know how much of the other things you're eating? How do you know? Mainly, it is time seeing yourself weigh food, putting things on the scale over and over, month after month after month after month after month. You just learn what it looks like. Is that an excuse to eyeball your food when you're at home? Never. I have been tracking since 2010, and I will never do that because our eyes and our stomach are bigger than, what am I trying to say? Like, we think, oh, this is only like 3 ounces, but then it's like 5. Okay. You're a little more lenient when you're not really tracking. I noticed that with my half and half, and I'm like, I was poured, it's not too much. And then I'm like, wow, I probably poured double what I would have poured if I had weighed it. Okay. So that is the big thing, is just practice tracking. Okay. But what I'll say is with your carbohydrate in the dinner, so let's say you order a steak, mashed potatoes, and some vegetable. I would say, please don't add butter or oil on my vegetables. I've never had them had a problem with it. The only feedback I've ever heard is, but it won't taste as good. I'm like, oh, that's okay. You know, I like the taste of the food, not just like the fat. So it's okay. They'll usually always do it. With the vegetables, I track 150 grams. It's a total random amount. It's about a cup. Usually they won't give you more than that. So I would say 150 grams of veg is very safe. So 4 ounces of meat, 150 grams of veg, very safe. Be careful with your carbohydrate. They normally serve in a restaurant 3 to 4 times what an actual serving size is. Okay. So try to eat half, and then I would track like 3/4 cup. So if it's mashed potatoes or whatever, I would try to eat about half of what they serve you and track 3/4 cup. Okay. When in doubt, over track. It will save you. I would say a better way to go about it is choose things that are easier to track. For example, one of my go-tos is halibut tacos. Not breaded fish, but grilled fish. So it's just grilled whitefish. Beautiful. 4 ounces grilled whitefish. And then whatever else is in there. If it's avocado, I'll do avocado. That one, again, it's seen on the scale. Usually you could track 40 grams. Most likely, if it's a part of the meal, you're not going to get more than 40 grams. So these are just a few notes. I know this is kind of specific. But then it's easy because there's tortillas. So it's like sweet, 2 flour tortillas. Cool. Okay, there's crema in it. I always get it on the side. Any cream sauce, dressing, all that crap, put it on the side. Sometimes it will save you 500 calories. It's disgusting. It is crazy how much it will save you. That's a great one. I do a lot of salads, grilled chicken Caesars with dressing on the side. For my dressing, I put my fork in it. Then I pick up my food and I track 1 tablespoon, and I eat very little compared to what they offer. Okay. Any questions on that? How many grams is 3/4 cup? I don't know, because we don't measure in grams and we don't measure in cups and tablespoons at home. So I'm not sure the grams, honestly. Cool, ladies. Does that help? Do you feel more confident to be able to track out? Does that help a little bit? Let me know your biggest takeaway. I'll tell you a quick story. Drop your biggest takeaway as I tell you this quick story. So when I was newly working with a trainer and kind of honing in my macros and tracking and all the things, I didn't realize I was tracking my rice. I was tracking half of what I was actually eating. And I ate a lot of rice throughout the week. And, good question. I'll answer that in a minute. And there was never an issue, right? Probably 5 months down the road, I realized, I'm like, oh my God, I have been tracking double. Why was there not an issue? Because my coach changed my macros based on my body, right? Based on my lifestyle, based on what I was doing. We do the same thing. So the fear of perfection just isn't there and actually I was talking to one of my clients who, when she first came to me, she didn't want to go out to eat. She was a perfectionist and she was like, I can't do it because there's too much not in my control. I'm like, look, go out, go do your best estimate. If you do this consistently, I'll change your macros based on what your physique is doing. Okay. So don't be afraid of lacking perfection. Just do your best. You can't be an expert overnight. If you have a coach, it helps a lot, but you can't be an expert overnight. You become an expert by practice, right? Okay. There was a question. Yes, good. 500 grams of veggies is awesome. Do you trust the menu calories? Yeah, I would. Mm-hmm. So if there's calories and no macros, what I do is I'll go into quick add option. So if you go into your meal, you can click the plus and then click quick add, and I will make up the macros to equal the calories. So if it says like 525 calories, and let's say it's like pizza, let's say it was like sausage pizza and it was 525 calories. Honestly, I would probably put like 15 to 18 grams of protein because it's not that much, unfortunately. And then I would put the rest in fat and carb until the calorie equaled 525 or whatever. Let me know if you have questions, if that makes sense. Cool. Okay, ladies. Beautiful. Okay. Now, I want to just real quick talk about this piece on judgment. You guys might be past this. I hope you are, but just in case we have some ladies on that are not past this, let me chat about it because it can be a little tough. So I remember when I first started tracking, I was the only one in my family who ever tracked, and my family, was really into fitness, and I got judged a lot in my family, a lot. And I was like, wow. And then I'm going to be like that person there with the food scale. I'm tracking this food. Like, this is so embarrassing. Or like, going to someone's house or going on vacation, I'm like bringing my scale, my post on social media. I'm like, this is so awkward. Like when people judge me, like, oh, what are you doing? You're just like in some kind of diet. It's like, no, actually, you're protecting yourself from overfeeding it. You're protecting yourself from disease. You're protecting yourself from excess body fat, which can lead to disease. It can lead to stomach cancer. It can lead to all this crap. So if anyone judges you for taking health initiatives, bye, Felicia, normally they feel insecure in that area in themselves. And so they have to cut down your behaviors and your habits to make them not feel as bad, as guilty, okay? So just remember, and actually I had a client, her boyfriend was making fun of her. Oh, what diet are you on this week? What are you doing now? Blah, blah, blah. And I told her, I said, do not break. Do not break. One of you will break. Shared household. One of you will break. Do not let it be you. Stand firm. I know it's uncomfortable getting beat over the head saying what you're doing is stupid, basically. Now he tracks his macros. Weird. So just you do you, focus on your health. And you know what? When you're on the right macros, you have better mental health because your hormones are regulated on the right macros. Okay, beautiful. All right, now, oops, I just lost my spot. Okay, next problem. You want to get fat off your midsection. What am I supposed to do? I work out 6 days a week. I'm mindful about my food. Why do I have all this excess fat on my midsection? Well, A, you can't spot reduce fat, unfortunately. Oh, I wish we could. None of us would have that arm jiggle. Typically in women, you get really lean in your upper body, then you get lean in your abs, then you get lean in your legs. It's just time in the right deficit. That's it. And it's in the kitchen. It is in the kitchen. You can train abs every day for the rest of your entire life, but until you get your nutrition on point, you'll never see your abs. Okay. You'll have super strong abs under the fat, but you need to get rid of the fat. All right. Yes, I said there's no magic pill outside of nutrition. Nutrition is the magic pill, actually. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. Now, this is beautiful. I get this question all the time in DMs. I did 40% protein, 30% fat, 30% carb. Is that right? I don't know. What's your lifestyle? What's your goal? What do you do on a daily basis? How's your mental health? How's your emotional health? How's your metabolic health? Like, there's so many things. There is no perfect percentage or cookie cutter percentage for everybody. There's just not. Jessica and I are the exact same height. We have totally different macros and totally different training programs and totally different bodies, even though we're kind of similar to the same age. Oldie pants over here. And we're the exact same height. Like, it's just different, okay? So I'll help you understand a more effective macro split for your body, but also know every single person, honestly, is so unique. Okay, so if one doesn't work, it's not you, it's just the macros. Okay, if you're compliant. Okay, so there's 3 body types: ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. Okay, an ectomorph usually is so skinny, sometimes has a ton of muscle, is so skinny, and eats like crap, does whatever they want, and they're just itty bitty. That type of person needs very low fat. Everybody needs moderate to high protein. And an ectomorph needs a ton of carbohydrate. Their body metabolizes it at the speed of light. They need a ton of carbohydrate. If you have teenage boys and they're thin, give them all the food and all the carbs, okay? Healthy, but yeah. A mesomorph is what I am, okay? For me, it's easy to just kind of maintain. I would say it's easy for me to lose weight if I want to lose weight. If I gain weight, it's not like 30 pounds or anything like that. You know, it's like less than 10 for sure. A mesomorph is just kind of steady in the middle. Usually the weight is proportioned throughout the body. A mesomorph can process all 3 very well: protein, carb, and fat, okay? My macro split, I don't know it off the top of my head, it's something like 138 protein, I think I have 50 fat, and I have 268 grams of carb. My body loves carb. I used to get really lethargic on fat until I started playing with, a little bit higher levels of fat. And now my body processes it a little bit better. Metabolic flexibility, crazy, right? We talked about this on Monday. This is why fad diets are so poor, because you teach your body how to not use certain foods, and then your body stores it as fat when you eat it. It's horrible. Okay, so a mesomorph can handle all 3 pretty well, pretty even keel. An endomorph, typically apple bottom, big, like all your weight is in your hips your booty and like about there, like upper thigh area, like just kind of that mid area. Some endomorphs can have a really beautiful fit upper body and very heavy in glutes, thighs, hip area. An endomorph has a very challenging time losing weight unless they're on like a real intentional program. Endomorphs normally don't process carbohydrate as well. A lot of endomorphs are successful on keto for a while because their body can process fat much faster. However, they still need carbohydrate for brain health and to grow muscle mass. Okay? We need carbohydrate, protein, and fat to sustain a healthy life. We need it. We need it for hormone regulation. We need it. Do not get rid of a macronutrient. Do not. It is so silly. Please don't do it. I'm so passionate about that. So when I program macros I rarely get an ectomorph. So for mesomorphs, I typically do, depending on the person, 0.5 to 0.8, 0.5 to 0.75 grams of fat per kilogram body mass. Okay? You know your kilogram body mass, you could determine your fat right now, although you need to know your deficit. So for mesomorphs, I do about 0.5 to 0.75 grams fat per kilogram body mass. For endomorphs, so heavier on the bottom, depending on the person, I'll go like 0.9. I think one time I put someone, I think it was like 1.2 or 1.3, which brought their carbs quite a bit down. One of my gals has like 93 grams of fat and 80 grams of carbohydrate, which is crazy. Like I try to push people up in the 300s for carbs, and she had 80. Why? Her body was saying she couldn't process carb as well. So we brought it down, brought her fat up, loving it, loving life. And we're actually teaching her body how to process carbs better, which is beautiful because then more efficient muscle building. Okay. Beautiful, ladies. Okay. Let me see. Oh, here's another, oops, why do I keep doing that? Here's another note I wanted to tell you. Okay. For when I'm tracking people's macros or calculating people's macros, I give them set protein. Usually, I give them set protein. Then I give them their carb and fat. But then I say, okay, you've been on this for a week. Are you having any cravings? What's going on? That type of thing. If they're craving fat, they have high carb, moderate fat, and they're craving fat, I'm like, no problem. Let's bring your carbs down and let's increase your fat, right? Carb and fat is a bit more of a personal preference versus protein. Like, do not go less than 1.6 grams protein per kilogram body mass. You really need it. And 1.6 to me is low. I think it'd be great if everyone had 2, honestly, 2 grams per kilogram body mass. Now, for fat, don't drop below 0.5 grams of fat per kilo body mass, okay? Unless you are extremely overweight, right? Then there's a bit more art that needs to go into it. But for the most part, for hormone health, for total body regulation and optimal functioning, 0.5 grams fat per kilo body mass, okay? Cool. But that's nice. It's flexible. You can be like, I want more carb, da, da, da. Actually, quick tangent. I had a client, she was struggling to hit macros, I'm like, what is happening? Let's talk through it. We always talk through it. So I'm just craving all this fat. It's like, and she was craving fat and she was busting on the weekends. And actually, I'm about to go into this 5-2 split. So what I did was I said, okay, we're going to go into a 5-2 split. I'm going to cut your calories a bit lower Monday through Friday. I'm going to give you more calories on the weekends. We're going to bring your carbs down. We're going to bring your fat up. Same deficit over a 7-day period. She's 7 out of 7 compliant now, dropping fat just like that. It was just small changes. Someone without a coach might have been like, this sucks. Macros doesn't work for me. This is so hard for me. Why can't I hit it? What's wrong with me? Nothing. Your body, your lifestyle, we're simply saying, hey, I need something different. What's up? What's up? What's up? Simple change, okay? Okay, cool. So we are going to, this is one of my last things. We're going to talk about the 5-2 split, okay? So it's 5 low days, 2 high days, okay? Now, some women I do this for, I put the high days on the weekend. Some women I do not. Why, right? The women I put it on the weekends, we normally don't train on the weekends, sometimes Saturdays. The reason I do put it on the weekend is for women who struggle with compliance on the weekends. It gives them more space to play, to eat, to go out and not bust, to really enjoy themselves. And they don't mind being stricter during the week. I also have clients who they don't care. The weekend makes no difference to them. So like one of my gals, I just put her on a 5-2 split and I put her 2 high days, Monday and Tuesday, because Monday was hamstring and glute day and Tuesday was back and shoulders. 2 areas that we really want to grow. So the 2 high days, she gets to eat more carbs, which give her muscles more energy, more fuel to get bigger, to shape faster, to grow more. Not bulky, definitely not bulky, very feminine, very lean. Simply more efficient muscle growth, okay? Does that make sense, ladies? Tara, you're so funny. So, okay, let me know. Go ahead, ladies, drop your biggest takeaway from those 2 sections. Just talking about the 5-2 split and talking about body types and the fat and carb ratio. And then that is actually the last thing. The only other thing I put on here was what macro questions do ladies have? I definitely wanted to leave a bit of space for questions because this topic is so dense and so many people have a lot of questions about macros. So yeah, body types, right? So I want to just open the floor. I'm going to look, I'm going to look at these comments and see if you ladies had any questions. And I am definitely here to answer all of the things. It's so funny. Now I want to build macros for my skinny fat man. Yep. Oh, great question. Do macros change if you're breastfeeding? Yes, depending on the person, actually. I've had a lot of clients breastfeeding, and the main thing I track is milk supply and how they're feeling. Man, it really depends on the person. I will say instinct, I give more fat and a little more carb. Some women crave the carbs. I'm like, whoop, let's drop that down just slightly, bring up your carb. So the main thing is, what's your weekly fat loss result and what is your milk supply? The milk supply is a part of their check-in because I want to make sure what's happening. Is it going down? Is it totally steady? One of my gals, she had no change. She was in a deficit that I typically program. She had no change. Her milk supply was flowing. She was dropping fat. She was feeling great. No issues whatsoever. Another one of my gals, we dropped her into a deficit. Her milk supply dried up instantly. I'm like, whoo, we have a lot of metabolism health we need to bring back. We have a lot of underlying issues that we need to bring back to health. So I put her up to maintenance calories. We continue to shed the fat, but at higher food. Her weight loss was slower, certainly, but most importantly, her milk supply was flowing. So yeah, that's a great question. Good. All right. Can you adjust week by week? I know sometimes weekends are super consistent, but my weekdays are all over the place. Can you switch it around on yourself? Are you talking the 5-day low, 2-day high, or are you talking macros in general? Macros in general, I personally, unless there's extenuating circumstance, I only change macros bi-weekly max because your body needs time to adjust, right? Sometimes our cells hold more water, so we look bloated. We're like, oh my God, I'm gaining weight, but it's like, whoa, We just need a minute to relax because you ate all these carbs and have all this glycogen, so you're a little bit more watery. Like, it's okay. We just need to regulate. The 5-2 split, I wouldn't personally do it week by week because I think it would be too complicated. Like, you could do 2 high days, a low day, 2 high days, 5 low days. Like, I think it would get too messy. And I think over a 7-day period, your macros would probably be too high. That would be why I wouldn't do it for someone. Why are there higher days? Ooh, great question. Why a 5-2 split? I'm confused how they are days with different macros. Great question. A few reasons. One, doing a split like this can really help with metabolic adaptation. It can help your body be triggered into burning more energy. Whoop, now I'm going to a deficit. Now I'm burning more. Now I'm going down into a deficit. So your metabolism is getting really healthy and really efficient at being flexible, basically. That's what it's called, metabolic flexibility. It's able to, whatever's coming at it, like, cool, burning all the things. Oh, now I'm down here. Okay, no problem. I can still function. Cool, burning all the things, okay? So that is one way to avoid metabolic adaptation, AKA avoid plateau, AKA avoid being stuck and keep changing, right? Another reason we would do low day, high days is for people who struggle to overeat on the weekends. So we cut them a little bit on the week to give them more space to eat while still accomplishing the 7-day deficit. So they can still have their weekly result, but they have that space to play. Some women like really need it, and that's fine. Another reason we would do it, so I would say those are the main two, but another reason we do it is like I was talking about my one gal who I put her high days on a Monday, Tuesday to specifically and more efficiently grow the muscles we're trying to grow for that phase, okay? So basically, 3 ways. 1, to help with overeating on the weekends. 2, to avoid metabolic adaptation. And 3, to more efficiently grow specific muscles, okay? Let me know if any further questions came off that. All right. I'm curious about pricing, getting you as my coach. Heck yeah, we'll talk about that. I can send you a DM. We can talk about that. Love it. We'll be talking about that tomorrow too for those who are interested in that. Okay, you are not your body. I love that. You will not, this is not forever. Yes, 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 yes. And actually, did you know that the fastest way to feel good in your body is to accept where it's at right now? Not easy sometimes, but that's what it is. Okay, ladies, great. That is, I see that those are all the questions for now. I'm going to give you a quick bonus tip here. Okay, so I'm done with my chat. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. I love this talk. Any questions that come up, any questions on the replay, I'm here for it. Jessica's here for it. We'll answer. Like, we want to educate the masses on the things. Okay. Oh, so would you basically take the total macros for the week? Bam, beautiful question. Yeah. So what I personally do, and again, it depends on the person, but generally what I'll do is I'll take their deficit. So let's say 1,500 calories. I'll multiply it by 7 days. So I have their 7-day total macros. 5 of the days, they're going to eat 13.2% of the macros, and 2 of the days or the calories, and 2 of the days they're going to eat 17% of the calories. Okay, that equals 100%. So 13.2%, 5 days, 17%, 2 days. Okay. I still follow the 1.8 about grams of protein. On their higher days, I do up their protein a little bit. I do up their fat a little bit. I up their carb a lot of it, depending on the person, but for most people, definitely. Good. Okay. Now, I want to give you this quick mindset tip. Okay. So it is really challenging sometimes to talk positively about our body when we're uncomfortable in our skin. It's easy to kind of bully ourselves without realizing when we don't feel sexy, when we don't feel confident. Okay. I think we're our own worst critic, right? Some women have a problem looking in the mirror. Some women have a problem taking pictures, right? All kinds of things. So If that's you, what I would recommend, and for everybody actually, every time you look in the mirror, have a statement that you say to yourself. And I'll say why in just a moment. This statement could be, oh, girl, you look gorgeous. You look beautiful in your skin. You are so fit and you are so healthy. Even if it's not currently true, say it. Okay? You are speaking a new reality, a new future. And eventually, if you don't quit and keep saying that, you will live in it. You will. I've tested it a million times. I've had tons of clients do it. It is so effective. So say that. Say 1, 2, 3 statements every time you pass the mirror. Girl, you're gorgeous. You're beautiful. You're fit. One thing I did when I was reaching for my son's snacks, overeating macros, I was like, this is so unacceptable. So I forced myself to say, every time I would eat something off my macros, I would say, I am so grateful that I never overeat. I am so grateful that I am 100% disciplined in my macros and I never bust macros. So, something along the lines of that. I forced myself. Every time I did it, I had to say it. Literally, after like 2 times of grabbing and eating something, when I went to grab it, I would say the statement, I stopped. I was like, fine, shut up. Okay, got it. I would go grab for it again. I would say it again. And it immediately pulled me out of it. Well, for 2 reasons. One, I didn't want to say the statement. The pain reassociated. Instead of the pain being associated with, I'm hungry, but the snack looks good. Like, battle in my mind. I want it, but I don't have a space for it. Back and forth. The pain then reassociated to, I don't want to say that statement. Because then I feel like I'm lying. It feels weird. It's annoying to say it out loud over and over. I just want to relax. It literally made me stop eating it in less than 5 minutes. So try it. Try it. Okay, great. Well, ladies, that is it for today. Thank you again so much for being here. We love you guys. We love doing events. We could not do it without you. So good for you for wanting to learn and wanting to just take more control of your health and feel better in your skin and just be more efficient in your fat loss journey or whatever journey you're going through. I think we all are in a fat loss journey, right? Okay, beautiful. All right, ladies, I really don't want to get off. Okay, have a great day.